Less is more. Written and published by Read Echo Audio Life has a way of piling up before we realize it. We have unutilized items cluttering our houses, unfavorable ideas filling our minds, and obligations filling our calendars that drain us. We hang on to so much excess, both emotionally and physically, that it drains us and makes it difficult to see what really matters most. This book, Less is More, is an encouragement to simplify your life in all its forms. Positive changes begin to occur when we start to let go of things that no longer serve us. We make room in our lives for more blessings to arrive by clearing out physical clutter, mental negativity, toxic relationships, unnecessary distractions, and everything else that weighs us down. In these pages, you'll discover the happiness and liberation that result from reducing material belongings and internal dialogue. You'll learn how cutting back on pointless responsibilities allows you to have more time for the things that really count. You will be able to set healthy boundaries, let go of judgments, lift burdens, and accept the moment. With the help of the teachings in this book, you'll be motivated to make great progress instead of punishing yourself for what has happened in the past. Above all, you'll discover how to let go and make way for the miracles that arise from organizing your belongings and making place for happiness. Lesson 1. Why less is more. Life seems to gather in mountains as time passes. It's simple to accumulate too much emotional, mental, and bodily baggage. The responsibilities we carry without recognizing it can truly get to us, much like a knapsack that gets heavier with every mile we go. They rob us of our vitality, crush our souls, and impede our unrestricted progress. It's remarkable how much lighter we can feel when we take the time to recognize these loads and try to lift them up and away. Eliminating unnecessary things from our houses, cutting back on bad relationships, and letting go of grudges and judgments are all subtractions that really bring us more happiness and independence. When it comes to relieving ourselves, less really can be more. Despite the fact that this may seem paradoxical, it takes constant effort to lift burdens in order to feel light once more. It is not a one-time event. However, it's important to periodically assess what can be cut, eliminated, and released from our lives. Anything superfluous that is impeding our development or depleting our souls. By raising these excess weights, we create space for fresh uplifting energy to enter. Reducing burdens leads to a clearer mind, rejuvenation, and the rediscovery of passions that elevate our spirits. Ultimately, it's all about reducing our burdens, getting rid of extra weight and belongings, and concentrating on the things that bring us joy, fulfillment, and freedom from burdens. At that point, we begin to feel the wonderful sense of living life burden-free, as well as the power and promise of less is more. Lesson 2. Hoarding is disturbing energy. A cluttered area is like a cluttered mind. More clutter seems to grow out of clutter. When our workspaces or living areas are disorganized, overflowing with belongings, it is very hard to think clearly or connect with our inner wisdom. In those instances, our outer disorder reflects back to us our inner mess. A disorganized space actually befits a disorganized mind. However, a simple organized space can work wonders for opening up our minds and letting our finest thoughts come to mind. Clutter also possesses an energy component. Keeping items we don't need or hoarding them hinders the flow of our energy. Everything that has accumulated over time feels excessively weighty. We feel lighter as we release the energy that has been held in check by clutter. Lesson 3. Why God doesn't want you to dwell in the past. Forgiveness of oneself and of others is emphasized in the majority of faiths and spiritual traditions. The principles of compassion and inner serenity are contradicted by holding on to guilt or resentment for past transgressions. Holy texts advocate for living in the now rather than getting stuck in the past. Reminiscing about past mistakes or unalterable circumstances traps us in negative cognitive patterns. It saps our energy, which we could employ for development and service. For this reason, the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all encourage atonement, mercy, and progress in a constructive direction. Self-forgiveness is also emphasized as being essential to inner freedom in Eastern religions like Buddhism and Hinduism. These belief systems hold that God doesn't care too much about past grudges, but rather about the state of our souls both now and in the future. Lesson 4. By letting go the old, you are giving space for the new. Too much clinging to the past prevents us from moving forward. Everybody has past experiences, identities, and traumas that they can become wedded to. However, nothing in life is permanent. We restrict our potential if we replay the past stories about who we were all the time. If we hold on to the dead leaves and branches of the past, then new miracles will never blossom. Your life is a journey with countless opportunities. Even if you had a challenging past, the future is up in the air. New development can occur as you let go of previous identities, failures, and resentments. Lesson 5. Decluttering your relationships. Letting go of toxic connections. It is healthy to regularly simplify our relationships in the same way that we declutter our physical spaces. We grow out of some relationships or come to the conclusion that others weren't intended to last. It's time to end a toxic relationship when it starts to consume your energy, damage your self-worth, or bring you more grief than happiness. Don't hold on to relationships out of habit, regret, or anxiety. Put your health first. Simplify your social circle by being intentional. Surround yourself with like-minded friends who support and understand you. Minimize contact with family members who diminish your self-esteem. Let go of obligations that drain you. Make sure to prioritize personal growth and cultivate more positive connections. Simplify your schedule by removing any commitments that drain your energy without adding value to your life. Focus on activities that bring you joy, inspire your creativity, and help you recharge. Set healthy boundaries, and make sure to set aside time for self-care and quality time with loved ones. Simplify your digital life by reducing screen time, assessing your social media usage, unsubscribing from unnecessary emails and notifications, and utilizing technology with intention and purpose. Lesson 6. Have freedom by simple living. Let wonders come into your life. Living in a way that is straightforward and uncomplicated also helps cultivate appreciation for the blessings you already possess. Rather than constantly pursuing more, you come to understand the minimal requirements for a fulfilling life. It helps you become more aware of your actions and how you spend your time each day. By eliminating unnecessary burdens, your genuine priorities become clear. There is ample space for you to pursue your genuine interests. You'll find that your thoughts are clear and focused with only the necessary information at hand. Living a simple life allows you to be unburdened by excessive tasks and possessions. It simplifies your surroundings, allowing you to appreciate the open and elegant atmosphere. Through embracing openness, you can rediscover the joys that each day holds. By letting go of unnecessary things, you create room for creativity, connection, and deep joy. Lesson 7. Declutter your calendar. Eliminate obligations that drain you. Create flow. An overcrowded schedule filled with unproductive commitments can be quite exhausting. Simplify your schedule by removing any commitments that drain your energy without adding value to your life. Take a moment to evaluate each appointment and consider if it matches your priorities and brings you happiness. It's perfectly fine to decline activities that may have seemed valuable in the past, but now only contribute to stress. Regularly evaluate how you allocate your time. Simplify your calendar by letting go of commitments that no longer bring you joy and only contribute to your stress levels. Lesson 8. Declutter your digital life. Having your own me time. It's important to occasionally simplify your digital life. Reduce screen time to make room for meaningful offline activities and personal relaxation. Assess your social media usage and determine if you're spending more time scrolling than you may be aware of. Evaluate which digital subscriptions and notifications are no longer beneficial for you. Prune your digital spaces by unsubscribing from unnecessary subscriptions, disabling notifications, and getting rid of apps that waste your time without providing any value. Set designated times for checking social media and news, and make sure to set aside some time each day to reflect and be creative, free from the distractions of electronics. By following these lessons and implementing the practices of decluttering in all areas of your life, you can create a more peaceful and fulfilling existence. Let go of what no longer serves you. Make room for wonders to come into your life and experience the joy and freedom of simple living. Remember, less is more.